Welcome back to Plants and Produce. I'm Andy and this is a video about what we're going to be doing in the greenhouse again this week and how we're preparing for the farmers market round 2. So don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video, otherwise I'm never going to make my $1 million. So what's going on in the greenhouse right now is, as you can see from behind me, the tomatoes have really took off again. These are full-size tomatoes, some of these, and they've really got going. So these will be staying here for now because they're a little bit too big. We've got some smaller tomatoes in buckets that we're going to be taking with us on this time here. As you go around, we're probably going to end up starting to take a little bit of produce with us this time. So we've got plenty of lettuce in here that we can make bags of spring lettuce for. We've got some cabbages, some small-sized cabbages that are ready for sale. We've got a few leeks as well that we'll start taking out. So just a general update of what we're doing right now. This will be the last one that we take mostly vegetable plants to. From this point on we will switch over to more flower orientated and more produce orientated when we go to the next one after this one. I've got trayfuls of petunias that you haven't actually seen yet that have been growing really nicely, so we're going to try and make a few hanging baskets and a few little bits like that. When we put those together, we'll just make a video or add to this video on that one. Okay, so some of the other stuff we're going to be taking is the rest of the slicing cucumbers, and with the sunflowers we didn't sell last week, we're either going to take a few of those or I'm going to plant them out in the garden. We'll show you the sunflowers that have been growing really well out there right now and see how they go. A lot of people also asked for herbs, so we batched up a lot of the basil and a lot of the coriander and parsley and some chives, so we'll end up taking a lot of that as well. And like I said, a few cabbages and that. Let's go out and have a look at the garden and the sunflowers right now and show you how they're doing and how the rest of the cabbages and the cauliflowers have really took off. Okay, so these are the sunflowers we planted out a while ago. As you can see, they're all doing extremely well. We actually made a really good job of actually planting the American Giants and then the Ruby Eclipse and then the little dwarf ones, the little Beckers, in the front here. I thought they'd have struggled a bit more this week because we've had another one of those typical weeks where it's been 91 degrees on Saturday and extremely windy, and then Sunday it dropped in the 80s, and then Monday, Tuesday it's been in the low 40s and it's just done nothing but be rain and be miserable. Now I can't complain about the rain because we definitely need it, but it really makes gardening out at this time of year pretty damn hard. We have a very small flower garden over in this corner where we just put all the remnants of what I don't sell or stuff that looks a little bit harsh to be sold. And this really taken off. I mean, the sweet peas up there have really got going now. That hasn't affected them. Had a bit of damage on the dahlias, but not too much. Other thing I will mention is on a topical note, the gun control and gun stuff has come up again, and I can certainly tell you that they're not taking my guns. So we'll talk to you when we start making the baskets. Hey, welcome back. So we're going to do a little bit of potting up for some of these hanging baskets. Most of the stuff I put in hanging baskets are petunias, and I put a little bit of Vinci in it every now and again just to give it a little pop of colour in the centre. So my petunias have obviously got away from me a little bit. They're really in need of potting. They're already starting to flower up pretty damn good. But I've been waiting for the hanging baskets to arrive, but they haven't disappointed me. They've been some cute little baskets that we're going to pot a couple up today. I've got two different sorts. I've got this one, and then we've got a much bigger one like this, which we'll pot up as well a bit later on. So I'll start the potting up process, and then what we'll do is we'll pot some up and show you the finished project. So no different than what I've done before. I have my mixture of soil and compost here. These have a little base plate in them, so you can water them and they don't get over waterlogged in the bottom. So I would just put a good handful of soil in there, and then take your pick. We'll start with this one here. And then I'll just start placing them round until they completely fill up the basket. Now this one here will probably take, because these are really starting to spread out really well, so this one will take and then right in the centre I would put one of these little Vinci plants. They take forever to grow. They're at the final stage of where they really need to be potted out. They'll end up being quite big. Most of the ones I grew were a right light shade of pink, but for some reason there's a purple one in there. Even though all the seeds were this colour, we ended up getting a little purple one in there. So don't know. And very similar to the petunias. I normally just buy this purple, which is called like a purple wave. But again, I have a red one in here in this packet of seeds, which you go, don't know how that got in, because all the rest of them are all purple. So strange how we get an odd seed that doesn't match. So anyway, we'll take a little bit of soil out of here because it's a little bit too much. So once I've got it in there, I would go around, and then any gaps I've got I would just pack around the edges, and then I'll hang it up and give it a good watering so it washes it all off. But you end up with a really cute little hanging basket. And like I said, the Vinci in the middle, these petunias will spread out and go down, and the Vinci in the middle will stay and get up here and get quite high. So we'll pot a few of these up and then we'll show you the finished project. Hi, welcome back. Catch up from our second farmers market from yesterday, just letting you know what sold, what didn't sell, what went really well. It was a pretty quiet market again. It was just cloudy and miserable most of the morning with quite a strong wind, but we still did about as much as we did the week before. What we sold most of this week, and we've already started making some more for next week, and we may try to go somewhere else next week just to get a look in. The $10 buckets of tomatoes people seem to like. They start off well on those, and they seem to go like wild hotcakes on those. So we've made up a load more of those. The one thing that we only took 6 or 7 plants of this week, because the week before we didn't sell hardly any, was the okra, and then this week they all sold. So we didn't take enough okra this week, so we'll continue with that. Taking off pretty good right now. We're going to keep those here till they actually start flowering, and people want to know what the flowers look like more than how they are right now. Slicing cucumbers, cantaloupes, all that type of stuff all went. We're just making a few more lettuces. Got a few more trays of tomatoes at the moment. Just keep going. I only have one dahlia plant left. We sold a few of these hanging baskets. They actually came into their colour. They would have been a lot better if the sun had come out and they'd all bloomed out. But we did sell 2 or 3 of these, and people seem to like them. We're trying something slightly different. We've got a load of like salad bowls and chains, and we're going to make up a few quirky little salad bowl ones with some bubblegum petunia that I have growing. Other than that, the basil sold really well. A lot of the herbs sold really well. We took some bags of lettuces, but no one really wanted those, even though it was a fresh salad mix. It just wasn't that type of morning for people to be buying salad. So other than that, like I said, we did pretty good, but we'll wait and see next week and see if we can't go somewhere else which is a bit more busy, and see if we can't get rid of a lot more plants. The other thing that people seem to really like was the pepper gardens, where you get 5 peppers, different peppers, all in a tray, ready to go, and people just snap those up really quick. So we'll make a few more of those up this week to take next week as well. So I'll sign off now. Till next week or next video. We'll talk to you then.